Right, guys, what is going on? Match reaction: Manchester City nil, Spurs 2. And well, I did not see that result coming at all. I actually thought Manchester City were going to win this game, either 2-0 or 3-1. I thought they were going to win by 2 goals this afternoon, Manchester City. But what a performance by Spurs. I tell you what, defensively, Spurs look unbelievable. Unbelievable defensively, Spurs look at this stage of the season. I know we're very early. We're only 2 games into the Premier League, but they look very good defensively. They look very good defensively against PSG. Yes, they collapsed and conceded 2 goals in like 5 to 10 minutes, but that's PSG, the best team in the world. But today, again, defensively solid, keeping another clean sheet. Spurs now, well, I think we all expected Spurs to keep a clean sheet against Burnley, which they did. But 5 goals scored, 0 goals conceded for Spurs to start this Premier League campaign, and Thomas Frank can do no wrong at the minute. And yeah, what a performance from Spurs. You know, I still think, I think I said this in my Eze to Arsenal video. I still think attackingly, Spurs lack options and depth, and I still don't think their attack looks great. However, if you can keep clean sheets, you probably will win most of your games because Spurs do have quality in attack. With the likes of Kudus, Johnson, Richarlison, Solanke, like they've got quality players and they will score, Spurs, obviously, but I just don't think it compares to like the rest of the big teams in the Premier League. But yeah, what a performance by Spurs. For Man City, is it cause for concern? I feel like Man City last week against Wolves were brilliant. 4-0 winners, Man City last week away at Wolves. But today, they lacked any real quality today, Manchester City. And, I know they're going through a little bit of a transition. I think this year, again, is going to be a little bit of a transition period for Manchester City. And this is why, and this is a big reason why I put Man City fourth in my Premier League predictions. I put them to finish fourth place. Today they were poor. Man City absolutely poor. Reinders, he had a lot of praise against Wolves and that performance. Where was he today? Where was Reinders today? Absolutely terrible performance from him. And I don't think he even played that well against Wolves, if I'm being honest. I think he got a lot of hype from the media for an unknown reason, but today was poor. But I'm not just targeting Riders. I think the whole Man City team today was poor. And Spurs, Spurs just like to play at the Etihad, don't they? Spurs just like to play Man City. So does Thomas Frank. And it's a big win for Spurs. It is a big win for Spurs and Thomas Frank. Because I think many people thought City would win this game tonight after last week's performance from Man City against Wolves. Because I think we all thought Burnley would lose to Spurs comfortably, which did happen. But yeah, Spurs today, they just didn't really seem in any danger at all. Like, it was a very easy game, if I'm being honest, if you're a Spurs fan, to watch, because City just lacked any creativity at all. And, that's something that we don't really say with a Pep Guardiola team. But all the credit today goes for Spurs. A defensive masterclass performance. The chances they had, they took. I think they had 2 big chances. They took both of them. That's what you need to do in these big away games. Take your chances, and that's exactly what Spurs did. But let's talk about the goals and the moments that happened in the game. So Spurs take a 1-0 lead in the 35th minute. Brennan Johnson with the goal, and it's just a long ball up by Spurs. Long ball up. I think it's by Porro. Long ball up. Kudus wins the flick on. Richarlison spins in behind Stones, and he does the right thing. Richarlison puts in the low, hard cross. Brennan Johnson able to run onto it, stick it into the back of the net. Trafford gets something on it, but it's not enough. But the offside flag goes up. VAR did check it and gave the goal. Richarlison is being played onside by John Stones. I think it's John Stones' back foot that's playing him on. And yeah, there's a really good goal for Spurs. Kudus, lovely flick on header. Richarlison with the spin, and then, you know, you know what? Richarlison's actually started the season quite well. 2 goals against Burnley, an assist here today. He started the season off really good, Richarlison, and at the minute he's keeping Solanke out of the team, isn't he? And yeah, just a really good ball in by Richarlison. It's placed to perfection as well. Like, Rico Lewis tries to slide in and he just can't get there. The pass is to perfection by Richarlison, and comfortable finish for Brennan Johnson. And they got from bad to worse for Manchester City on the stroke of half time. Paulinho, God, I nearly forgot who scored there for Spurs. Paulinho with the goal in the 47th minute for Spurs, and this is an absolute howler by Trafford. And I just don't think he's ready. I don't think Trafford is ready for this level, if I'm being brutally honest, after what I saw after that today. You know, and when I've heard people say that Trafford will be the number 1, even if Donnarumma comes in. If Donnarumma comes in, Donnarumma is the number 1. I don't know what people are on about. Trafford is nowhere near Donnarumma. Donnarumma is miles the better goalkeeper than James Trafford. You know, and I still can't believe PSG are letting Donnarumma go, by the way. I think Donnarumma is one of the best keepers in the world. He's a big reason why PSG won the Champions League last season. And people think Trafford is going to start ahead of him if Man City signed Donnarumma. It's absolutely laughable. It's laughable. It is laughable. But yeah, howler by Trafford. City try and play out from the back. Really good closing down by Papa Sarr. I think it's on Nico Gonzalez, who loses the ball in the box. Could be wrong about that. I'm actually not sure who loses the ball for Man City in the box, but Papa Sarr wins it. Forced to Richarlison. First to the ball, Richarlison, he takes a shot. I think it's blocked. But comes out then to Paulinho, who drives it home. I think it takes a little nick off Rico Lewis, but I think it's going in anyway, to be honest. And, you know, it's a Trafford moment to forget for James Trafford. It really is. And then Spurs 2-0 up. Haaland had a chance right before the half-time whistle with a header. You know, that could have really changed the game if that went in for Man City. But, you know, the second half, Spurs were in cruise control for the majority of it. You know, City nearly score with it's nearly another mess up from passing out from the back, this time from Spurs. Haaland gets it, but can't square it to Cherky. Probably should have shot Erling Haaland. I don't know why I didn't shoot, to be honest. But yeah, you know, majority of the second half, Spurs were in total control, really, and City lacked any real creative spark. And, you know, you got to give credit to Spurs and Thomas Frank. You know, what a start to life at Spurs it has been. But then again, Ange Postecoglou came here last season to the Etihad and won 4-0. So take it with a pinch of salt. But no, a really good, really, really good display by Spurs. And City in trouble. They're not in trouble, I'm joking. City will be fine this season. They'll be absolutely fine. But Spurs, top of the league. Spurs fans probably celebrating that. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the match. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff. And catch you later.